Communication Spotlight 3. Listening and Speaking Skills.
Unit 1. I usually work after school. Track 1.
How do you like your new job?
I like it.
You work at a convenience store, right?
Yeah, some of the work can be boring, like cleaning the floors, but I like it.
So, what do you do there? Cashier?
Well, yes, I have to work the cash register and help customers find things, but there are lots of other things we need to do. For example, I need to receive all the goods that come into the store.
Receive the goods. It's not all computer, automatic?
Well, yes, but I still need to check everything, get things ready to sell. So I open the boxes, check everything, count everything, and I check the, I forgot what you call it. It's a list of the things that are in the box. It tells you what is there and how many there are.
You mean a packing list?
Right, yes, that's it, the packing list. So, you check that, count everything, make sure everything's there. Then after that, you need to, what can I say? Use that barcode thing. It reads barcodes? What do you call that? Read the barcode.
Oh, you mean scanning, to scan in the barcode.
Yeah, we need to scan in the barcode, then put the things on the shelf. And of course, when you sell something, you scan that into the cash register as well.
So you scan everything as it enters the store and as it leaves the store.
Yeah, that's right. Track 2. Notice.
What do you do there? What do you do there?
1,
How do you like your new job?
2,
You mean a
And-
packing list.
3,
You mean scanning, to scan in the barcode.
4,
It's a list of the things that are in the box.
5,
You work at a convenience store, right?
Track 3.
How do you put the prices on?
We use one of those, what do you call them?
Uh-huh.
It's a machine. It puts on the prices, the little labels. It looks like a gun.
You mean a price gun?
Yeah.
Track 4. How do I wash the windows?
We use one of those, what do you call it?
Uh-huh.
It's like a sponge, but it has a handle.
Track 5.
Next up, Terry's got an interesting story. If anyone out there is looking for the best job in the world, I think Terry might have something for you.
Thanks, Lisa. Yes, indeed, if you're looking for a job, this one might interest you. The Tahitian Tourist Bureau is running a contest to find someone for the best job in the world. The lucky winner, or rather the lucky job applicant, will be in charge of a marine park in Tahiti for 6 months. They will live in a luxurious multi-million-dollar beach house near the marine park, and the job pays $100,000. The job is a simple one. The chosen person will be responsible for checking on the park. Each morning, you'll have to get up and go snorkeling. You need to monitor the coral, monitor the fish, take pictures, keep records, and then update a blog on the condition of the marine park. The lucky winner will have to upload pictures, write short articles, go snorkeling, scuba diving, go for walks around the beach, around the island, taking pictures and monitoring the general state of the marine park. Occasionally, you might have to talk to the media, give interviews, and let the world know about life on the island. For those of you looking for a fully paid 6-month beach vacation, this job might be the one for you. Please visit the Tourist Bureau online to apply.
Unit 2. That job really suits him. Track 6.
1,
Hi, we're asking people questions about the Prime Minister. Is it okay if I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Do you still support and trust the Prime Minister?
Well, personally, I don't like what he's done, He hasn't done what he said he was going to do. And he doesn't listen to people, and he doesn't understand the problems of ordinary people.
What do you mean?
Well, he's secretive. Look, everything is done behind closed doors. I think he should be more open and clear about where he wants to take the country.
Thanks.
2.
Hi, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, all right.
What do you think of the Prime Minister? Do you still support him?
Yes, I do. I mean, I like to judge politicians more on their actions.
What do you mean?
Well, if they say they're going to do something and then they actually do it, then, that increases my confidence in them. During the election, he talked about fixing the economy, and the economy's doing well, so I think he's a good manager. I think he's done a good job. I mean, it's not an easy job, but he's tough, determined, and trustworthy. So, yes, I do.
3.
Hi, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, okay.
Do you still support and trust the Prime Minister?
Me? I don't trust any politician. And I don't think he's any different. All politicians are the same to me. They're all a bunch of lying crooks.
So you don't trust the Prime Minister?
No, they're all the same. Look, all they think about is themselves. They don't care about everyday people, and I'm too busy trying to earn a living and put food on the table. I don't think it really matters who is in charge. They're all the same. I don't trust any one of them.
Track 7. Notice.
Do you still support and trust the Prime Minister? Do you still support and trust the Prime Minister?
1.
Well, personally, I don't like what he's done.
2.
He hasn't done what he said he was going to do.
3.
He doesn't listen to people, and he doesn't understand the problems of ordinary people.
4.
What do you think of the Prime Minister?
5.
I don't trust any politician.
Track 8.
What do you think of him?
I like him. I think he'll be good for that job.
Why do you think so?
Well, I thought he was quite thoughtful and honest.
Yeah, I thought he was an intelligent young man.
Track 9.
Do you think he can do the job?
Well, he does have experience.
But this job is, a little different.
Yes, I know, but I think he'll be okay.
Track 10.
Coach, you put Patrick Jennings into the lineup today. He looked really good today. Can you comment on that?
Well, Patty's a hard-working young man. He's a big part of our future, and he's going to be an impact player. But, he still needs to develop, and he has a lot to learn, but he's hard-working, and he prepares himself for each game, and he comes to the ballpark ready to play.
Are you worried about his lack of experience?
No, not at all. I think he's really come along since the start of the season. The veteran players have helped him work on his game. As I said, he's a hard-working young man, and he's steadily improving. He has lots of natural talent, and with some coaching and some help from the veteran players, I think you're going to see great things from Patty in the future.
I saw he was working out with Tony Wells in practice.
Yeah, Tony's one of our veteran players. He's smart and knows how to play the game. Tony's been around a long time. Tony is not only talented, but he's also got tremendous leadership skills, on and off the field. Tony's a big part of this team, and I'm glad to see that Tony has become kind of a role model for Patty.
Are you going to put Patrick into the next game?
Well, you'll find out next game.
Any hints?
We'll make that decision on game day.
Unit 3.
I'm taking a global issues elective.
Track 11.
So, have you decided what you're going to do after high school?
No, not yet. I'm thinking about going to the university.
I see. Do you know what you want to major in?
No, not yet.
Do you know what classes you're going to take?
I haven't decided.
I see. Have you thought about what you want to do in the future?
A little, but I'm not sure. Maybe business. I'd like to travel abroad, so maybe international business.
I see. Well, maybe you could major in economics.
Yeah, I've thought about that. I thought economics would be good for business.
Yeah, probably. It might be a good idea to take a few electives in your first year, until you decide what you want to do.
Yeah.
Maybe you could take a global issues elective, something like that.
Right, global issues. What sort of things do you study?
Well, I'm not the teacher, so I don't know, but you can go to the university website and click on the syllabus and get a course description. Let's have a look here. Okay, here's an interesting elective. Contemporary Global Issues.
Is it for first-year students?
Anyone can take the course. So, let's see, what are some of the topics? Okay, here we go. The impact of climate change, ethnic and religious conflict.
Ethnic and religious conflict.
What else? The role of the United Nations, international cooperation, peacekeeping, and economic development in the third world.
So when do I need to decide on my major?
Well, it depends. In some cases, you need to decide in your first year. In other cases, you don't need to decide until the start of your third year, although you should have a basic idea about what you want to do by the end of your first year.
Okay.
Track 12. Notice.
Not yet. Not yet.
1,
Do you know what you want to major in?
2,
Have you thought about what you want to do in the future?
3,
It might be a good idea to take a few electives in your first year
4,
until you decide what you want to do.
5,
You should have a basic idea about what you want to do by the end of your first year.
Track 13.
Introduction to International Trade. Is that yours? I thought you took that last year.
No, I didn't. It's a second-year course.
Yeah, I know. But you can take it in your first year if you want, can't you?
Yeah, maybe. Didn't you take it last year?
No, I just took first-year courses. But I might take it next semester. Did you finish registration for next term's classes?
No, not yet.
Track 14.
My history class is really tough.
Really? Why is it so hard?
I have way too much homework.
Too much homework and not enough time. I know that feeling.
Track 15.
So you're studying hotel and restaurant management.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to work in the travel industry. So I'd like to work for a large hotel chain.
So what sort of things do you study?
Well, lots of things. Marketing and sales, financial management, human resources management, risk management and legal matters, safety management, concepts of inventory control, purchasing management, kitchen safety.
Right, so basically everything concerned with running a business.
Basically, yes, but with a focus on hotel and restaurants. So all case studies are from restaurants and hotels. We study programs that have been successful and others that have had problems.
It sounds like a lot of work.
Well, it is. Some of it's interesting, like the risk management and legal matters course is really interesting. But the financial management course is a little tough. Lots of math.
Yeah, right.
Inventory control and purchasing management is also a little bit difficult. But on the other hand, they teach us all about useful software programs. You know, special programs for retail management. That is interesting.
So you also need to study about computers and software?
Yeah, you absolutely must know how to use all the software programs for accounting and inventory management.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and there's also special software for managing human resources. There's a lot to learn.
So you're studying about management and accounting and learning how to use special software.
Yeah, and like I said, also risk management and safety.
That's a lot of work. When do you finish the program?
Well, if I pass everything, I can finish next June.
Unit 4.
I used to be a swimming coach.
Track 16.
So, what was it like growing up in India?
I liked it. It was a happy childhood. I used to get up early in the morning. My whole family did. I often slept outside, you know.
Outside?
We had a small courtyard and it was cool. So I slept outside. But of course, that meant I woke up when the sun came up and the birds started singing.
Oh, yeah.
Then I would take my younger brother to school, and after dropping him off at school, I'd get on the school bus to my school.
Wow.
We always started our day with a school assembly. We used to gather in front of the school, and the principal would read the announcements for the day. Then I'd go to class.
So, what did you do after school?
After school, I'd go home and pick up my father's lunch, more like an early dinner, and I'd take it to him at his newsstand.
Oh.
My father ran a newsstand, selling newspapers and drinks to people. So I'd take his lunch to him, then work at the stand for 30 minutes or so while he ate his lunch. It was fun.
Fun?
You had to be fast, though, as people were always in such a hurry. Anyway, after helping my father, I'd go back home and do my homework. My parents were always strict about my homework. My father would come home, and I'd have to show him my homework.
Oh.
I think a lot of Indian families are like that. Then after finishing my homework, maybe I'd watch a little TV or read something. Of course, we didn't have any computers or anything like that.
So you got up early, took your brother to school, then you went to school yourself, then you helped your father at work, then went home and did your homework.
Yes.
You certainly had a busy childhood.
Yes, but it was a happy childhood. I think I was lucky.
Yeah, lucky.
Track 17. Notice.
And I'd take it to him. And I'd take it to him.
1,
My father ran a newsstand.
2,
So I'd take his lunch to him.
3,
I often slept outside,
4,
I'd go back home and do my homework.
Track 18.
When I was young, I used to love to play the piano.
Me too. But I never used to practice.
Really? I loved it.
No, I hated being inside on a nice sunny day.
I loved it. I used to love practicing.
Track 19.
I used to have band practice after school.
Is that right? What did you play?
I used to play the sax.
Really? You played the sax?
Track 20.
So, how old were you when you got your first part-time job?
When I was an elementary school student.
You're kidding. Elementary school?
Yeah.
That would never happen in Korea.
Well, in the U.S., most parents think part-time jobs are a good idea. Jobs can teach you about life, work, the value of money, that sort of thing.
So, what did you do?
I delivered newspapers.
Oh, yeah? After school?
No, it was kind of a tough job. I used to deliver the papers in the morning, so I had to get up early, really early.
Right.
I used to get up at 4, leave the house and go to the newspaper drop-off.
Newspaper drop-off? What's that?
Oh, it's a place where you pick up the papers. A van used to come by around 4:15 or so and dropped off the papers. It was a big green box, but I used to be there waiting. Then I had to count the papers, fold them, and deliver them.
So how many papers did you have to deliver?
Oh, about 90, something like that.
So you used to ride a bicycle. I've seen that in American movies.
Yeah, exactly. I had a big basket, or I don't know what you call it, a big newspaper rack on my bike. I'd fill it full of papers and deliver them.
That sounds like fun.
Well, sometimes maybe, but when it rained, it was awful. I hated doing it. If you got the papers wet, people used to complain. Then I'd have to go back, deliver another paper, and apologize. I hated it when it rained.
So, but what about school?
Well, like I said, I'd get the papers at 4:15, organize them by 4:30, then deliver them. I used to finish around 5:45 or so. Then I would go back home, go back to bed for another 2 hours, get up at 7:45, and then go to school.
Unit 5.
I use my cell phone for everything.
Track 21.
So, how long does the battery last?
A charge generally lasts all day, between 17 and 24 hours, but it depends on how you use it.
I see. And it comes with email, a web browser, a calendar, and...
Yes, it comes with the basic stuff, email and texting, an alarm clock, a web browser, a calendar, a calculator, an address book, a music player.
Does it have a spreadsheet program? I'd like to have some business software like a spreadsheet program and a word processor to create and edit documents.
Yes, of course. You can download all those applications from the App Store.
The App Store?
Yes, it's an online store with thousands of applications and games that you can choose from.
Right. And it's got a camera?
Yeah, pretty much all phones come with cameras now.
Right. Does it come with any photo editing software?
Well, it comes with a viewer for looking at photos, but again, if you want to edit photos, you'll need to download that from the App Store.
Right, okay. And how do I do that?
There's an icon right here for the App Store. Just choose that and it will take you right to the App Store.
Okay, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, there are thousands of applications and games that you can download.
And how much are all these applications?
Well, they're all different prices, but most apps cost between $10 and $30. They're not so expensive.
Okay. So what kind of phone plans do you have?
Well, probably what you'd want is the student program.
Track 22. Notice.
Lasts all day. Lasts all day.
1,
Yes, it comes with the basic stuff, email and texting, an alarm clock.
2,
Yes, it's an online store with thousands of applications and games.
3,
Yes, of course, you can download all those applications from the App Store.
4,
Yeah, pretty much all phones come with cameras now.
5,
Right. Does it come with any photo editing software?
Track 23.
I don't really watch anything on TV these days.
Really? Nothing at all?
No, I watch everything online. The news, sports, and weather are all online.
So you don't watch any TV at all?
Yeah, as I said, I watch everything online.
Track 24.
Most of my books are now ebooks.
Really? You don't buy books anymore?
Not really. It's easier to get them online.
Yes, and it's also a little cheaper, isn't it?
Track 25.
Cell phones, or more accurately smartphones, might be a key to reducing the huge income gap between the rich and the poor in many parts of the world. Too many people in the developing world remain stuck in poverty, and the huge income gap between the haves and the have-nots has also created a very large technology gap. In the rich world, almost everyone has access to a computer and all kinds of software and other kinds of technology. However, in many parts of the world, people have no access to computers, very little understanding of technology, and thus have no way to improve their lives. The smartphone is changing all that. Increasingly, phones come loaded with software that can be used for work. This means that people in the developing world can have access to technology through software and information on the internet that can help them find better jobs and improve their lives. What were once toys of the rich have now become important anti-poverty tools for the world's poor. The phones are much cheaper than computers, which means that in the near future, many people who have never had the chance to use a computer will soon have access to all this technology.
Unit 6.
This place has changed.
Track 26.
This place has changed.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Every time I come back here, it's different.
Oh.
For example, when I was young, in elementary school, all these houses here, all this was all forest.
Oh.
We used to ride our bikes through trails and paths, and now it's all houses. This whole neighborhood was all forest and woods.
Right.
And, the golf course over by the university, that was all forest too. Now it's gone. No more forest.
Right.
Yeah, it's all different. I mean, look at the harbor. That area has changed so much.
The harbor downtown?
Yeah, it's completely changed. There used to be a big lumber mill by the harbor.
Sorry, what's that? A lumber...
A lumber mill?
Yeah.
It's like a factory where they cut wood and make lumber. So trees or logs come in, then they are all cut and made into lumber.
So what does lumber mean?
Lumber. Oh, right. Lumber is wood. Wood that is used for building things.
Oh, okay, I get it. So a mill is like a factory and lumber is wood.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, there used to be a lumber mill right by the harbor. Now it's all apartments and luxury condos.
Really?
Yeah, and on the other side of the harbor, there used to be a shipbuilding yard.
A shipbuilding yard?
Yeah, you know, a place where they make boats. And beside that, there used to be a couple of large oil tanks.
Oil tanks? What do you mean?
You know, those huge oil tanks for storing oil, big round buildings.
Ah, right, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, the shipbuilding yard and the oil tanks are now all gone. Now there's nothing but offices, stores, and restaurants.
Track 27. Notice.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
1,
It's like a factory where they cut wood and make lumber.
2,
We used to ride our bikes through trails and paths.
3,
This whole neighborhood was all forest and woods.
4,
There used to be a shipbuilding yard.
5,
Look at the harbor.
Track 28.
This place has changed.
What do you mean?
Well, the big supermarket here, that used to be a field.
Is that right?
Yeah, and that new apartment block, that used to be a big pear orchard.
Track 29.
It used to be a fishing town.
Is that right?
Yeah. Now the main industries are whale watching and tourism.
Things change.
Track 30.
The future is coming closer, and that future is the megacity. For the first time in world history, we have become more urban than rural, with more people living in cities than in the countryside. There is a population explosion in many of the world's largest urban areas as more people move to the city from the country. All around the world, especially in some of the less developed parts of the world, people are moving to the city in increasing numbers. By 2050, it is estimated that 80% of the world's population will live in cities. A megacity is a city with a population over 10 million, and the list of megacities is set to grow. People come to the city in search of jobs, in search of opportunity. Many can't find a job in the country or have lost their land to flood or drought and come to the city in search of a future. In 1800, only 3% of the world's population lived in cities. By the end of the 20th century, that figure had risen to 47%. Today, it's now over half.
Unit 7.
It's a great story.
Track 31.
So, how was the movie?
Movie?
Didn't you go and see that movie? What's it called? Returning to Roots?
Oh, yeah. That's it. That was really cool.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty good. What's it about? A farmer who becomes a rock star?
No, just the opposite.
Really?
Yeah. You know, the main character is this young guy, and he's a really good singer and a great songwriter.
Okay.
And the movie starts out with him playing on the streets, you know, kind of poor, not making so much money, but everyone tells him that his songs are good and that he should make a record. So he saves up his money, you know, and records a couple of songs. So then he uploads a couple of his songs to the internet, and people begin to notice them.
Well, they do that now, don't they?
Yeah, but then one day he's driving his car, and he can't believe it. The radio's playing his song.
Yeah.
And so people start buying his music all over the country. And so he goes on tour, and he plays to huge stadiums. And that year, he wins Best New Artist of the Year.
Yeah, right.
And his new album is voted Best Album of the Year.
Of course.
And, at first, all the fame is really great, but soon it starts to get too much. Everywhere he goes, people recognize him, stop to take his picture. He can't even go out to dinner without being the center of attention.
What's wrong with that?
Well, anyway, he starts to feel that he's lost control of his life. He's always busy, always traveling, always working. And he wants to get control of his life and live more simply. So he buys a farm, moves out to the country where life moves along more slowly. And one day, after buying the farm, he meets his old girlfriend, his high school sweetheart, and they get back together. And he decides what he really wants is not fame or money. He wants a simple life. And in the end, they get married and they have a child and they get back to their roots.
That sounds boring.
No, it's really good. I mean, look at the choices he made, you know? He had it all. Fame, fortune, money, women.
Yeah.
But he has to decide what's really important in life, and he made that choice. I mean, what would you do?
Me? I'd take fame and fortune. Are you kidding?
Huh.
Track 32. Notice.
What's it about? What's it about?
1,
That year, he wins Best New Artist of the Year.
2,
People recognize him, stop to take his picture. He can't even go out to dinner.
3,
And he wants to get control of his life.
4,
He meets his old girlfriend, his high school sweetheart, and they get back together.
5,
And he made that choice.
Track 33.
So, what was it about?
Oh, it was a love story. A poor young artist meets this rich young woman. They fall in love, but her family refuses to accept him. So he goes off to New York so she doesn't have to decide between him and her family. But then his art suddenly becomes popular and he becomes a great success. He then meets the woman again.
And in the end, they all live happily ever after.
Yeah, that's it.
Track 34.
So, what was it about?
It was about these 3 young boys who get lost in the woods.
3 boys who get lost in the woods?
Yeah, it was a pretty good story.
Track 35.
What is the greatest movie of all time? The answer at the top of many movie critics' lists is that 1941 great American classic, Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane is a consistent top pick for best movie of all time. Citizen Kane was nominated for 9 Academy Awards and won an Academy Award for Best Writing. The main character is played by Orson Welles and is based on parts of his own life and also on real-life newspaper publisher William Randolph Hearst. The story is about a man who starts off in the publishing world with wonderful ideals of serving the people and doing good in the community. However, over time, Kane becomes increasingly interested in getting more and more power. The story is not told in a traditional straight-line narrative, but rather tells Kane's story using flashbacks from different people's points of view. This filmmaking style was a first for Hollywood. When it was released in 1941, Citizen Kane did not make much money. However, over time, its reputation has grown, and today it is most often the critic's choice for greatest movie of all time.
Unit 8.
What happened to you?
Track 36.
What happened to you?
I fell off my bike.
Oh, yeah? What happened?
Oh, this stupid dog.
What happened?
Well, I was on my way to school, riding my bike, and I started down this hill, Well, I was going pretty fast, and I went around the corner, and like I said, I was going pretty fast, so... Anyway, I went down the street and there were some cars parked on the right.
Some cars?
Yeah, there were a couple of cars parked on the right. When all of a sudden this dog walks out from behind this car.
A dog?
Yeah, I didn't see him. There was no way I could see him. He was behind the car. He walked out right in front of me from behind the car.
Oh, no. Did you hit the dog?
Well, yeah. I tried to stop. I put on the brakes, but I hit the dog and I went flying. I went right over the You know, the handles. What do you call it?
You mean
know,
the handlebars?
Right, sorry, the handlebars. Anyway, I went right over the handlebars and hit my elbow. I hit my chin.
Ouch, yeah, I can see that.
That's not all. The owner of the dog was there. She was really angry. She started yelling at me, calling me stupid. I said I was sorry, but she was really angry.
Wow.
She picked up her dog and walked off. What a day.
Yeah.
Track 37. Notice.
Yeah, I didn't see him. Yeah, I didn't see him.
1,
Anyway, I went right over the handlebars and hit my elbow.
2,
When all of a sudden this dog walks out from behind this car.
3,
I said I was sorry.
4,
There were a couple of cars parked on the right.
5,
I put on the brakes, but I hit the dog and I went flying.
Track 38.
What happened to you?
I had a little accident on my way to school.
What happened?
I wasn't paying attention and slipped on some ice.
Yeah, the roads are slippery today.
Track 39.
What happened to you?
Oh, I had a little accident.
What happened?
I fell off my bike and hit my shoulder.
Track 40.
A group of teenagers are home safe and sound and lucky to be alive after a close call today on the Georgia River. A group of 7 teenagers was rafting down the Georgia River this morning, a river famous for its rough water. The group was trying to float down the river on a homemade raft when the raft hit some rocks and broke apart, throwing the teens into the cold, fast-moving water. The boys managed to crawl onto some rocks in the middle of the fast-moving river, so the boys were in real danger of being swept under the water. A rescue team was called to the scene and arrived within minutes. The rescue team set up a rope across the river, put on life jackets, and brought the lucky teens to safety.
Yeah, we were just floating down the river, but then the river narrowed and the water got really fast and really rough. We tried to make it through, but our raft flipped over. We grabbed onto it and held on, and then we hit a rock. Our raft was in pieces and there was nothing to hold on to, so we grabbed onto the rock and held on. It was really cold and a little scary. I'm glad someone saw us and phoned for help.
Jim Forbes, a spokesman for the police, said that the teens would not be charged with anything, but reminded the public that the Georgia River is a wild environment and accidents can and do happen. He reminded the public to wear a life jacket when venturing out onto the water.
Unit 9.
So, what does it do?
Track 41.
1,
Can you get me a wooden spoon?
A wooden spoon? Sure, where?
Oh, it's in the drawer. The middle one. Second from the top.
Second from the top. Got it. You've got so much stuff in here. I can't see. Oh, wait. Here you go.
Thanks.
You've got way too much stuff in your kitchen.
I don't know. I use all that stuff.
What is this?
That?
Yeah.
Well, it's a pasta thing. I don't know what you call it, but it's used for picking up pasta.
A pasta thing.
Yeah, but it's used for picking up spaghetti or noodles. You know, that sort of thing, from a boiling pot. You know, so you can easily pick up the spaghetti straight from the pot.
Oh, right.
2,
Hey, look at this. This is really weird.
What are you looking at?
It's this gift catalog, but there's lots of really strange stuff here. It's the Strange and Unusual Gift Ideas catalog.
Uh-huh.
And there's this really weird baby cleaning suit.
A suit that cleans babies?
No, not that. It's a baby suit that cleans the floor.
Sorry, I'm not following you here.
Okay, it's a baby suit. You know those baby suits with the arms and legs? But on the front, there's this mop thing.
A mop thing?
Yeah, you know, like a mop. So when the baby is crawling all over, he cleans the floor at the same time.
Sorry, crawl? What does that mean?
Oh, crawl. Oh, you know how babies move on the floor, like walking, but, on all fours using their arms and legs to get around the floor?
Okay, I see. But I still don't understand. Can you show me the picture?
3.
What's this? I mean, what is it for?
That? Oh, that was a gift.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Oh, it's used for cutting up herbs. If you want to cut up green onion or basil or things like that.
I've never seen anything like this before. Does it work?
Yeah, it actually works really well. It's really easy. And if you like to cook with fresh herbs, this is great. You can cut up everything in seconds.
Interesting. I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, me neither, but it sure is handy.
I want one of those.
Track 42. Notice.
Look at this. Look at this.
1,
Can you get me a wooden spoon?
2,
I don't know what you call it.
3,
But there's lots of really strange stuff here.
4,
It's a baby suit. You know those baby suits with the arms and legs?
5,
That? Oh, that was a gift.
Track 43.
What is that?
I don't know what you call it, but it keeps shampoo out of baby's eyes.
What do you mean?
Well, when you wash a baby's hair, you have to keep the shampoo out of their eyes, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, you put this on their head and it keeps the shampoo out of their eyes.
Track 44.
What do you call that thing?
What?
That thing for plugging in lots of electrical things.
I know what you mean, but I don't know what it's called.
Track 45.
Why do those things always have a chicken on them? Is there some sort of special meaning?
Sorry, what are you talking about?
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. I don't know what you call them, but those things, you see them on farm buildings. You look at them and you can see the direction of the wind.
Sorry, farm buildings?
Yeah. You always see them on the roof, and there's always a chicken and an arrow. The arrow points with the wind.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you mean. Those things that point in the same direction as the wind.
Yeah. What are those things called?
I forget.
Well, why do they always have a chicken on them?
A chicken? You mean a rooster?
A rooster?
Yeah, a male chicken.
Oh, yeah, okay, a rooster. Anyway, why do those wind things always have a rooster on them? Is there some sort of cultural meaning?
Cultural meaning? I don't know. I don't think they have to have roosters. It's just decoration. I don't know. Why do you ask?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you see them in movies or, magazines. And they always have a chicken. I mean a rooster on them.
Interesting questions. I've never really thought about it.
Well, you should.
Unit 10.
What do I need to do?
Track 46.
I need to get a passport.
You don't have one?
No, so I need to go to the passport office.
Actually, you don't need to go to the passport office. You can download the application form directly from the government website.
Really?
Yeah, just go to the government website, search for passport application.
Do you know the web address?
Do a web search. It's easy. You need 2 forms. So you need to download them, then print them out, and then fill them out.
I need 2 forms?
Yeah, there are 2 forms, an application and a form for your guarantor.
A guarantor? Well, what's that?
A guarantor is someone who knows you, someone who can say that you're you.
Someone who knows me. So can you be my guarantor?
No, you need to get some professional person, a doctor, lawyer, university professor, dentist, that sort of thing. And they must have known you for at least 2 years.
A university professor, a doctor, a lawyer, or a dentist?
Yeah, maybe an accountant would be okay too. You can check the website, and you'll also need a picture. Well, 2 actually. The picture should be something like 50 millimeters by 70 millimeters.
And then I put them on the form?
No, your guarantor needs to sign them first.
The guarantor needs to sign them.
Yeah, the back of each.
The back.
Yeah, then you fill out the form, attach the picture, and then send it off. It's easy.
Okay, so I get the forms, print them out, fill them out, get my picture taken, take them to my guarantor, have him or her sign them, then attach the photos to the application and send it off.
Yeah.
Track 47. Notice.
That sort of thing. That sort of thing.
1,
No, your guarantor needs to sign them first.
2,
And then I put them on the form.
3,
Then print them out and then fill them out.
4,
Then you fill out the form, attach the picture, and then send it off.
5,
Someone who can say that you're you.
Track 48.
First, look at the map and find where you are going.
Okay, so I want to get off at 5th Street Station.
Okay, so look at the map, find 5th Street Station, and find the fare.
Okay, I got it. It's 4:40.
Then put the money in the machine and press the button that says 440.
Track 49.
How do I phone long distance?
First, dial 011, then the country code, then the area code, and then the number.
011, then the country code, the area code, and the number.
Yeah, that's it.